Hello, hello. Oh, baby! Thank you!
Gotta get like,
And I beat Frank.
oh my god!
You say so.
It is. I could go
Hey.
into
Hit that shit,
and
bitch!
start recording on my phone as long as I'm aware that I'm being recorded.
Mhm.
It's legal to use in court. Now, if he was in the room recording just me and you, and like on the other side of the wall, and we didn't know we were being recorded, that can't be used. But
Okay.
as long as me or you consent to the recording, a conversation. That's what got what's the guy who called his basketball players the WNBA the nappy headed hose? Sterling or something?
Mm.
No, do you not know who? Anyway, so we're about 20 seconds past the intro here. This is the Completely Inappropriate Podcast, everybody. I am Anthony, along with my guest host, my co-host,
Frank.
Frank. Yeah, how you doing, Frank?
I'm okay.
I'm okay. Yeah, he's always okay. It's better than not being okay, I guess. Yeah.
Yep.
And today we've got a very soft-spoken gentleman. He's not quite as rambunctious as me and Frank, but he is quite an interesting fellow. I call him Sam. Sam, you want to say hi?
Hey, what's going on, y'all?
All right, let's speak up a little bit, Sam. Let's act like you talk into a microphone, all right?
Okay.
A little louder.
How's this?
Exactly the same.
All right, I'll keep that up.
No, you're good. Let me just make sure I turn the sensitivity up a little bit here. I had a feeling that it was going to be an issue with your soft spokenness. You're just so polite. How are you such a polite young man?
It's just who I am, man. Yeah, I don't know. I don't tell a lot of people who I am.
Here, I'm gonna do you a favor. I'm gonna take you're gonna be off the screen so you're not just looking at yourself the whole time because I know that could be awkward the first time you record. We'll just have Frank on here. There you go, Frank. All right. So Sam is an army guy. How long ago were you in the army?
I just got out this January.
This January?
This past
Did
January.
you tell me that? Did I know that it was that recent?
Yeah.
Wow. It's really hard to keep track of things when you do as much as I do.
Yep.
But yeah, man. So you just got out. What first and foremost, what in the hell made you go in?
Just trying to become more familiar with weapons, trying to get more familiar with tactics, and kind of just sharpen myself up. Like I said, the DPS is it's dangerous all in itself, and I didn't want to go in, feeling kind of rusty or anything like that. I wanted to go in as prepared as I can be, learn what the DPS can teach me, and just kind of like build myself up going from there. And it just adds to the resume.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So a quick intro on how I know Sam is Sam hit up a friend of mine on Facebook saying if he put out a call asking for any people that are interested in helping him train getting his running time down. Because you need to do a mile and a half in under 10 minutes.
Yeah.
A mile or 10 minutes total for the mile and a half?
Mile and a half in less than 10 minutes.
Oh, okay. So we gotta hustle then. We gotta
Yeah.
push it though. But we're doing real good. We've been at it for about a week, just strictly running training. We haven't even gotten into like the squat works and lunges and stuff I'd like to do a little bit later on in the training. But yeah, so he put out this message asking for help, and me, Frank, I've been on this heroes complex fucking journey where I've just got to try and help people that fucking just for no goddamn reason. So I was like, well, shit, I've been looking for a running partner. I can't get you to fucking get your fucking ass in a pair of sneakers once a week. So when this guy hits somebody up, I'm like, yeah, hey man, I'm here. And I just happen to have that 5K going on the next weekend that we reported on, I think, last episode. So so what made you so confident that I was the guy that was gonna be able to help you here?
You're the only one who jumped in.
That usually does it.
That narrows it down pretty easy. So his whole goal again is because you want to be DPS, and you were telling me before we were recording that you've actually wanted to be a DPS officer for as long as you can remember, essentially.
Yeah, since I was a young man,
Which
once.
real quick is astonishing to me because I know I wanted to be an astronaut, firefighter, farmer. I wanted to be 100 different things, and it changed every fucking time somebody asked me. And here you are, 20 years later, and you're still saying the same thing, still after the same goal. That is in itself a remarkable thing.
Yeah, it's something that I've been building
It's a
up
little
towards.
psychotic.
Yeah, I mean, right? I guess you can say it's obsessive. But
As long as you obsess over the right things, obsession could be a good thing.
yeah. It's something I've been working towards for a little over a decade now. Training in different aspects, mentally, physically, just trying to get as much knowledge as I can before I step into the field. Um,
And you thought the army was more of a way to facilitate your training for that?
yeah, definitely. So,
Very directly, that was the reasoning for your entrance into the service.
it was a very big
Motivator.
big reason why. Yeah.
That's incredible, man.
So I spent a lot of time in high school training with a lot of real SWAT members. They'd go to the high school and show us different tactics.
Oh, that's right. You were telling me about that. What? See,
Yeah.
I never heard of this kind of stuff going on in high school.
Yeah. So some high schools have like criminal justice programs, and they compete against one another. So they all enlist into the UIL, and then they go and compete against other schools, and they only take the top three from every region. So in the southern region, if you somehow manage to make it into the top three out of all the schools in the southern region, you'll move up to area, and then from area you go up to state.
Yeah, see, I'm familiar with the
Yeah.
UIL, but I always considered it like a strictly
Sports.
no, not at all. I had no idea it was a physical challenging thing at all. I always you remembered the like reading UIL and writing because that's that was my forte when I was a tyke, and then once I hit puberty and was able to like pay attention to females more than my schoolwork, there went my attention span, right? But yeah, Frank, what do you think about all this, man? What do you think of this single-minded kind of attitude towards like a direction in life that this guy seems to have had?
Well, when I was a child,
Bullshit.
I wanted to be a GI
You're
Joe.
never a child.
And
You've been a
I'm
man ever
still a
since you
fucking
came out of
child.
the earth.
Yeah,
Exactly. You're born an eternal child in an eternal man's body. I don't think your body has morphed at all since like birth.
So you admit I don't age.
You don't age. No. Mentally or physically.
Okay.
I
So
feel like
anyway,
his beard has been for like the last 30 years.
Oh yeah, he
so.
shaved it once in the middle of the podcast, and it was back within an episode and a half, I think.
I think it was
Very
also in
odd.
January.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so when I was little, I wanted to be a GI Joe amongst other things, but I ended up
Oh,
being
Joe.
yeah. So I ended up being a GI Joe. I got fucking haste for it too, because in the fleet they were asking me like, so why'd you decide to join the Marines? And I'm like, I always wanted to be a GI Joe, and I got fucking smacked across the face, and I got so many
Why?
fucking dirty looks. I don't know. Apparently, I'm thinking it's a game because these
Because you're
people
not
are.
supposed to be the hero, right? Like they teach you not to be the hero. That you're a
I
team.
guess, but I don't fucking know. Like I always took it as, oh, it's childish to fucking grow up wanting to be in service. Like, excuse me,
But they were all in service. That doesn't make sense. Wait, so you were saying in service is when you were getting picked on for wanting to be a Gojo?
yeah, yeah. And I'm like,
Well,
this
that
makes
makes no sense.
yeah, this makes no fucking sense. But when you're
Well,
in,
that's the Marines for you. Well, we're letting you go now. We're gonna get back to the Army. So you get into the Army at what age? You go straight in after high school?
Yeah, 18.
At 18. Jesus Christ. I could barely keep my nose out of powder at 18. Jesus, that was when I think when I was just starting to get into coke. Terrible, terrible habit. I don't recommend it. Hard to quit. Anyway, so you go in at 18. What is your thoughts when you are on the bus on your way to boot camp? Where did they send you for boot camp? What was training like for it, and what were your first days there like?
I went to South Carolina, Fort Jackson. I was out there. I really kind of was numb to the whole thing. I was excited for it. It was a new journey for me. It was the first time I was gonna be out and about all alone, in my life.
Sure.
And I just wanted to kind of just make the best out of it. And once the training started, then I was kind of like, what the fuck did I get myself into?
That's
You know?
usually what does it, right?
Yeah,
It's not the
yeah.
trip to the training, it's the training itself.
It's the training. You know, you're there, you're laying down in your bunk with 30 other males in the same room you don't know, and you're all trying to get some sleep because you
They
got to
smell
wake
good?
up. No, it
No,
smells bad.
no, smell
Yeah,
good.
not at all.
Testosterone's not a pretty pleasant smell.
Nope, nope. But once you start to embrace it, you kind of just,
You
the
become numb to the
Yeah,
pain.
exactly. Yeah, it was quite an experience.
So,
Sometimes I miss it, sometimes I don't. So
well, let's get into that. What is something you do miss about it?
I guess just like the routine of it. You're gonna wake up and you're gonna go kick some ass the next day, or you're gonna get your ass kicked. So
You don't have any choices to make, right?
No, you don't.
That's the same thing that prisoners tend to come out with. The people that have almost this post-traumatic stress about coming out of prison because they're so used to decisions being made for them, that routine. It's the same idea of Stockholm syndrome, right? When you've been taken by captives and you're stuck with them for months at a time, eventually you start to sympathize with their whole reasoning and plight, and you forget about your own emotions and then start taking on the characteristics of your captors. And it's the same thing with the Marines and Army. It seems like it's all a prison, just like marriage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I had to throw. So just for those of you that we're not going to ask you on, don't worry, but we do have his wife in the background. This is one of the first times we've ever had any semblance of an audience. So I had to say hi back there. What now? She has a What was the Mortal? So Mortal Kombat. Let's get out of the Army stuff for a little bit and go into Mortal Kombat. So your wife has an interesting name. What do you mind sharing it?
Yeah, she's named after Melina. She's an empress under Shao Kahn. So a real badass.
So is this an actual traditional like story in Asia, or is this strictly a Mortal Kombat lore?
Oh no, it's strictly Mortal Kombat.
Okay, I'm just curious because a lot of things cross over into that shit, and I don't know Mortal Kombat that well. I know I've got a Mortal Kombat game on my computer here somewhere, but I think I played it a time or two. Frank, what do you think? Are you a Mortal Kombat fan?
Yeah, man. Yeah, but
Isn't there a movie coming out, or did it just come out?
it came out. We spoke about it. There were memes. Yes.
But did you watch it? I haven't watched
Yeah,
it.
I did.
Seems like something you would have watched right away.
Yeah, well, it was on HBO Max, and yeah, I
Maximum
fucking
entertainment.
yeah. So I went ahead and I fucking went and saw it in movie theaters. So yeah, I saw it in movie theaters, and then I saw it in fucking HBO Max because I was like, oh, how's this
the point? How was it? Anything you want to share?
Okay, it was a bad movie, yet
oh no, was it?
Yet
Oh,
it was pretty entertaining. So there's that.
Well, hold on now. Was it a bad movie or was it an entertaining movie?
It was both.
Okay, explain how. Like so we know that there are cult classics like Rocky Horror Picture Show where it was just so bad it was good, or then you got like Gone in 60 Seconds kind of shit, like where it's really good but it's almost bad in a way too, like so there's a spectrum of these kind of movies. Like Sam, what do you think? What name the last movie you saw that was like bad but in a good way, or good in a bad way?
Probably Mortal Kombat.
So you saw this too?
Yeah, definitely.
You both saw this. Okay, well, give me your opinions. Y'all go back and forth on your opinions on Mortal Kombat. What do y'all got to say about it?
I mean, it was that's a cool cat.
Hello, cat hole. That is a cat's butthole. That was a nice feature, Frank.
If a cat shows you their butthole, that means they love you. So,
yeah. We love you too, cat. We love you too. Picking up the from the donuts in the back.
Oh, cat. Oh.
All right. Hey, Mortal Kombat. We're doing a podcast here.
No, because the cat was gonna claw the fucking catnip. Anyways, so yeah, it was bad. As in the fucking story was everywhere. It was bad acting. There wasn't enough backstory in the fucking characters.
Okay, Jesus Christ, what was good about it?
Kano. The guy playing Kano was the best
Kano.
part about it because he improvised most of his lines. And
oh, really?
Yeah. Kano stole the show, and that's it.
How do you feel, Sam? Are you who the fuck is Kano? I thought Kano was from the Green Hornet.
Bruce
Lee.
Yeah, I think so too. But this Kano.
No, that's Kato with a
Oh,
T.
sure.
Kato, right?
Yeah, I couldn't tell you to be honest.
Oh, y'all want to talk about fucking good fucking video game movie? Green Hornet's the shit. Anything with Seth Rogen, I'm down for though.
Okay, yeah, but Kano is a great character, man. I also like Sub-Zero. Sub-Zero was great. He you know, kind of just lived up to his name. He was a true badass. Someone you really don't want to fight, and they portrayed him that way.
I don't know, man. A guy that all you have to do is get wet to defeat him. I'm not that intimidated.
Well, maybe you should see the movie and you'll see why.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're not spoiling nothing here.
No, not yet. Story, man, the story wise, it could have been better. I think part two will be a lot better. Part one kind of led up to it.
I hadn't even heard that there would be a part two.
Yeah, they kind of made it obvious that there's gonna be a part two.
Left it open.
Yeah, they left it open for it. So if part two comes out, I have a feeling it's gonna be a lot better.
Maybe
they introduced a new character named Cole. I don't know who the hell this guy is. They've never talked about him in any of.
Was this the guy that was like the main? Is he a main character?
Yeah, he's the main character, man.
So, yeah, that's what I heard. That's the only thing I did hear was like, why wouldn't they take a character well known from the franchise and just focus on them like they did with Chun-Li and Street Fighter?
Yeah, because what they wanted was a brand new character, right? An original character, so that the audience can put themselves in his shoes. And as the other
arcade games, they don't work that way. There was never a true backstory for these arcade games. You come in halfway through the goddamn storyline. You know what I mean?
Yeah, but there's so much lore. They
like
thought they were going to overwhelm the audience.
Two fights till now.
Yeah, but what happened? So then the rumor is that part two is going to have even more original characters, and I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? Like, why would you put original characters in when the fucking source material has so many fucking characters you can pick from?
I don't know, man. It's complicated. Who knows why they do stuff like I don't know. I try not to overthink things. If it was an entertaining movie, it was an entertaining movie. It's like Spider-Man 3 with Tobey Maguire and the jazz scene and fucking, a terrible movie, but it was entertaining at the time. I was 13 years old when it came out or something. I enjoyed the shit out of it. I still appreciate it to this day. So bad movies can be good movies. I'm okay with that. But yeah, as far as introducing new characters, like who was the whip guy in Iron Man 3 that was played by Mickey Rourke?
Oh, that was...
I don't remember him from the comic books. And if he was in the comic books, he was such an ancillary character that he's not fucking memorable. But they brought him in like, take it or leave it. Doc Ock would have been a hell of a lot better in that movie.
In an Iron Man movie?
Yes, it's still Marvel.
Okay, but
you had Spider-Man already crossing over at this point.
Well, because of the contract that they had with Sony.
Lick a nut with your contracts. We're talking about just the nuances of the fucking comics versus movies, man.
No, yeah, the contract is that there has to be at least one MCU character.
You're pregnant in the background over here, and all your baby is listening to is my vulgar comments. Can we keep this down to a PG, like pre-born level?
It's not something he hasn't heard already.
Oh, okay, good. We're not introducing any new language, are we?
Not at all.
Okay. It does sound bad, right? No. Oh, is it your first? Oh, you're just overthinking it. Don't worry about it. Once you're about 5 years in, you're like, I don't give a shit anymore. Just pick up your room. Anyway, Frank doesn't believe in marriage. Frank, are you ever going to get married, Frank?
Not to my knowledge, no.
What if we get you a mail order bride?
No, because that would be proving my point.
What, that marriage is transactional?
That marriage isn't sacred.
Oh, okay, we're not going down this road. This is going dark. So we've already gone through our tangent today. Let's rewind, bring it on back to the Army. So your first day off the bus, man, what is that like when they first start yelling at you in your face? Does that faze you at all? Because it seems like it would take a lot to rile you up.
I mean, I kind of grew up with my own personal drill sergeant, bro. My growing up, it was waking up every day to screaming right in the face, getting my hair pulled, smacked around. I was roughed up a lot, so what these guys are trying to dish out, it was nothing new to me. I was in familiar territory. I was just there to do the best that I can do, pick up as much knowledge as I can get, and get the hell out. Like there was nothing they can do to hurt my feelings.
Yeah,
You
you were
know?
so you went in I mean, not even broken down, just pre-built, where other people were put together in soft, with soft corners and flimsy and flabby. You were in there already a bit hardened from your experience in life. So that explains a hell of a lot with you, man, with your
Yeah, yeah.
soft-spoken attitude and you're a little reserved. But you hang out with me enough, we're gonna pull that shit right on out of you. That shit doesn't last long with me, man. If you're not just fucking all out with me, I don't know what you're doing because I can get real annoying if you don't
Yeah,
fucking open up. Oh yeah,
very
yeah.
well.
I mean,
That's
right now we only know me in the capacity as a trainer. This is the most interaction we've had outside of me fucking trying to motivate you to run and stuff. So welcome to my world. Now you know a little bit about my personality here. Frank, uh, you know what? I'm gonna give Frank. He's just staring. So isn't it weird just to look at the computer and just see this guy just looking at you the whole time? You want to get in on this conversation, Frank? Any questions about the army that you would like to know, coming at from a Marine standpoint?
Uh, yeah. So I want to know,
Nice.
like, because I've seen videos of the army boot camp, and I just can't wrap my head around how you can actually touch your drill instructor, drill sergeant in the army's cases.
What?
You can actually fucking touch him. Like there's fucking footage of a fucking recruit fucking tapping the guy on the shoulder and like, excuse me, sir, whatever yeah, it's like, excuse me. And I'm like, okay, me, my drill instructor would fucking flip for saying me
Oh yeah, he's
yeah.
mentioned that you can't use the term me. It's
or
no
I.
longer me or I. There's no individuality, right? What
Yeah,
do they make you call yourself?
this recruit.
This recruit. Did you have that issue?
We never had to call ourselves this recruit, but we really didn't have much talk time either. We were only allowed to talk when we were spoken to. If we were talking outside of it, like we were getting smoked because of it. You know, why the hell you talking private? Like, so yeah, the majority of the time we were just sitting around. It was just quiet. You know, you're kind of just getting lost in your own thoughts, trying to keep yourself composed and get ready for the next event that's coming up that they're gonna throw you at. You know,
Yeah.
they throw so much at you in such a little amount of time. You know, there's really not much room for conversation. You know, you might have some conversation when you're like eating lunch, but you're wasting your own time if you're doing that. You'd rather be spending that time eating, chowing down as much as you can, because once those 10 minutes of lunch are up, like you're back up on your feet and you're marching or you're going to the next level, you know. So you can talk during lunch, you can talk during breakfast, but that's all time that you're wasting rather than feeding the body the nutrients that it's going to need to keep going forward, you know. So
See, Frank, this is someone who took his training seriously. So, how do you feel that jives with your experience? Did you guys have a lot of downtime in comparison
No,
to this, or
like if you fucking spoke, your fucking ass was grass. Do not
Okay, so
fucking.
your issue is just the familiarity that the army privates seem to have with the the sergeants and the people in charge, the upper ranks.
Mhm.
That you guys didn't get so what would happen if you so yeah, so what would happen to you if you used the term I and me and tapped your commanding officer on the shoulder?
You'd get thrown across the fucking room, more likely, and you'd get hazed. And the whole cafeteria thing, it was reminding me of that one fucking time that we were all this is towards the end, we're all chowing down, right? And heads down, just fucking eat, don't look anywhere else, just fucking eat. And then we hear our drill instructor, and so everyone fucking turns to look at the drill instructor, and he starts dumping his fucking food, and he's like, "You're done." So then he goes outside, and so that's our cue to throw everything to the trash, like get rid of everything, stay in formation, and we got fucking smoked that whole fucking day, because the idea is that you have the recruiters tell you have 1 minute to eat your food, but in reality is that as soon as the guide is done, you are done. But the guide has to be done before the drill instructor is done, and the drill instructor is the first one to sit down that I remember. So yeah. And I was a diet recruit, so I was one of the last ones to sit down, just before it was the regular people and then us diet recruits and then the guide. So that's my memory of fucking boot
So
camp.
what's your memory? What was your time frame like of chow down? Did you have like 30 seconds, a minute? How long did you actually have?
I had about, I remember it as a minute, but it was probably like 2 or 3. Because remember, I said, "Oh yes, that's what happened." Because like I'm a diet recruit, I'm one of the last ones to sit down. But the guide, fucking asshole guide, all he would eat was banana and peanut butter. So he scarfs down 3 fucking bananas and he gets up and he's like, "You're done." And we're like, "Fuck."
Oh, that sucks. All right, so what do you think, Sam? Was your experience in the rec room? Is that the rec room? No, that's
It's the cafeteria. The
cafeteria.
chow hall, they call it.
So what's chow hall like in the army? Do you find that same time frame limitation? Is it structured the same way?
Yeah, no, what he was saying is exactly the same way they have it over there. As soon as the drill sergeant sits down and starts munching out, as soon as he stands up and he's throwing his food, you should start wrapping up yours as well.
Ooh, yep.
You're getting back up, you're in line, and you can't touch your food. No matter how much food is on that tray, it's all gonna get thrown away. So I'd be like trying to hide in line, and like when they weren't looking, I'd just boom, throw something in my mouth real quick and just eat, because I knew that I wasn't gonna get anything back. And you can't take anything with you to the barracks. It's considered contraband if it leaves the chow hall. And if they find contraband on you, well, you're gonna get really fucked up. And it's not just gonna be you, it's gonna be everybody that's in your Bay Area. So all right, and then that's when the hazing comes in, because now you got everybody in trouble.
Oh yeah, if you're the guy that fucking causes problems for everybody, you're the guy that gets the problems from everybody.
Yeah.
All right, so talking on contraband, did you see anybody smuggling in contraband of any kind, and what kind of repercussions, or what did they get away with? What were the more interesting experiences of that?
So I had some contraband.
Of course you did.
I had plenty of it.
Why wouldn't you?
So we couldn't
We're
use
human beings. You get away with what you can.
We could not use liquid soap. So like our laundry detergent had to be powdered. So I had a big box of it. Yeah, you already know where this is going.
No, this is so stupid. Are you about to tell me you smuggled in liquid soap as your contraband?
No, not at all. So
I was gonna say this is not as intense as I thought it was gonna be.
That's stupid. Well, none of it's gonna be intense if I'm gonna be honest with you.
I'm sorry.
No,
because we've had some people talk about like they were out in Ramadi and they buried like shampoo bottles with fucking vodka in them in the dirt, and then came back on their next tour and it was still there and shit. There's some pretty good stories that come out. So.
Yeah, okay.
I've got to ask. So I'm sorry. Go ahead. I didn't mean to step on
basically,
yours.
what I would do is I'd get like Ziploc bags, and I'd keep some granola bars, any apples, oranges. I'd take them back with me, and I would dig into the powdered detergent, and I'd bury them in there.
Oh, there you go.
Because they would break into our barracks at any moment, and they would start tearing our stuff up and searching everywhere. But they're not going to be digging through the powder, they're not going to be digging through the detergent.
Right.
They're just going to look at it, close it, and start going through everything else. They're going to look under your bed, inside the bed, the roof tiles. They're going to be doing all that stuff. People got caught with stuff in their roof tiles and stuff.
What was the worst thing you saw them get caught with?
Not just food.
Always food.
It's always food, because that food becomes. Now
this was just. Was this in boot camp, or was this out when you were in
No, this is strictly boot camp. Once you graduate and all of that, it kind of it's still strict. You're held to a standard, but the purpose of boot camp, or the idea of it, is to kill the civilian in you and build up a soldier, build up someone who's disciplined. Teammate. Yeah, exactly. They kind of make you a part of the team. So once you graduate and stuff, you're already expected to be that disciplined soldier, and the majority of the people are. So they're more relaxed. You can take some food back to your bunk and you can have it there. But as long as you're doing your duties. But in boot camp, strictly boot camp, you couldn't have any of that. If they told you to stand up,
it's a lot more closed off.
Oh
right?
yeah,
you don't have
most
letters
definitely.
coming in all the time. All right, so let's jump forward. When you get stationed out for the first time, where did you go? Where'd they send you out?
I was in Virginia for a little bit,
Right
out
on.
in Fort Lee. And that's kind of where I spent the majority of my time. I never.
And real quick, what did you go in for? What was your specialty? Were you an infantryman?
I was not an infantryman. So my military career kind of gets funny in that way because
Oh, we like funny.
oh well, it's stupid, right?
Oh, we
So-
love stupid.
So I had a cousin who was in the military before.
Oh
me.
shit!
Yeah.
Every good story starts with, "Well, my cousin."
Yeah, so I had my cousin up in front first. He's older than I am. And I knew that I wasn't gonna trust the recruiter going in. Like the recruiter, they don't give a shit about you.
No,
You're
they're
just a
selling. They're
number.
selling themselves.
Yeah,
They're selling
exactly.
the service.
You're a number for them. So I kind of went to my cousin for advice first. I asked him what he did and things like that. And dude, he painted a picture like no other, bro. Like he painted a picture that was fucking fabulous. You know?
Yeah,
And I bought into it.
helicopters and sand surfing and all this.
Yeah, dude, it was some.
They
it
tell you
was-
everything you could do on your downtime that one day out of the fucking 10
He,
months.
he told me about all the tactical side of it, but he didn't tell me what the real job was. And I was like, okay, well, what's the name of this job? What's the MOS? What do I tell the recruiter? He's like, you're gonna be a 92 alpha. And I was like, dude, that sounds fucking
that
beast,
sounds
bro.
hard,
That
bro.
sounds awesome. You're an alpha? Like, yeah, fuck yeah, I'll be part of Alpha Squad. You know, let's do it. No, dude, it was the
No,
worst.
you're the
fucking thing.
92nd alpha. You're like second to last.
Yeah,
in the
yeah,
row.
no, it was bad. So the majority of the job was just logistics, you know. And when I got to my job training, and they were like, "Oh, this is what you're going to be doing," I was like, "No, this has to be a mistake. Like, there's no way this is correct. Like, my cousin doesn't do any of this." And they're like, "No, you're doing this. Like, this is your job. This is what you signed the contract for." And I was so confused, you know, and I just had to go through with it. I had already my name was on the
All
contract.
right, wait, hold on. So 92 alpha, walk us through this. So at any point, do you find out what the civilian name for this is?
Yeah, logistics, automated logistics.
Which means what? Like you're
Base,
just filing paperwork all
you're
day?
not filing paperwork. You're just dealing with supplies. So you're kind of running convoys. You're getting things ready for other units that might need anything, any kind of supplies.
Oh,
Whether
you're the
it's
hookup.
yeah, I
You're the
guess so.
middleman. You're like,
Yeah,
hey, bro, I
that's-
need another three pounds over here.
Yeah, pretty much, bro.
of
That's
of powdered detergent.
powdered detergent, car parts, toilet paper, food, you name it.
Dude, that is, you can mock it, but that is probably one of the only jobs you could have gotten that is applicable to real life when you get
That's
out.
what everybody says.
I mean,
Yeah.
realistically, you can take that and go get a high management position at like a HEB warehouse or
Yep.
something. So if the DPS don't work out, you got options. And it's crazy because you just got out and you were so gung ho about just following your plan, man. And how old are you again?
24.
24 years old, Frank. He's only a year older than you.
The same age. I'm gonna be 25 in a few weeks.
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
You'll quickly learn that we don't know Frank's actual age.
Really? So
No,
that's a thing that's been going on.
Oh yeah, no, I assume he's closer to my age sometimes,
Mhm.
but he's adamant about only being 25, which is odd because I've known him probably 10 years, and could have
Mhm.
swore he was somewhere in the 20s at that point. But we'll figure it out someday.
So he's been 25 for 10 years. Is what you're saying.
He doesn't
No.
age. He doesn't age. We talked about this at the top of the episode.
Uh-huh.
Frank, man, under his breath, I heard it. He's so stupid. I heard that, man.
It's
Oh,
it's a great
hold
idea.
on.
I love the ideology behind it all.
He's a vampire. No, he's a Norse god. I don't know. We haven't figured this out yet. So, Frank, how long have we been going, man? We gotta time this out.
Oh, we got about 20 more minutes, I think.
All right. Well, I got questions. You still got 20 minutes?
Yeah,
You're not gonna go into labor yet, are you? If you do, I mean, you got plenty of hands here. We'll carry you in the car. We'll throw you in the back. We'll put the seats down, make room for you. My wife will help you go through the breathing in the back. So let's touch on that since we do have so much time. You're about to be a daddy, bro.
I am.
You're 24 years old, about to be a daddy. You are exactly the same age I was when I had my son.
Okay.
I believe maybe I was 23 going on 24. 2013. How long ago was that?
Mm.
Fuck simple math. I'm not the logistics guy. So you're about to be a dad, boy or girl?
Boy.
Oh, the Lord works for some people more than others. Yeah, I was lucky enough to have a boy as well. Have you guys picked out a name? Yeah.
It's taking my name.
Yeah, that is love right there, man. I couldn't give my son my name, man, because I don't know. Never was a fan of Antonio, and Anthony seemed disingenuous. And I wanted to name him Robert after my grandfather, but that would have been both my grandfather's name and about 6 of my uncle's names and my middle name. So I just assumed there was enough Roberts in the family. So we went the whole well, what actors do we like? And my wife liked Jax Teller, not the actor, right, but the character from Sons of Anarchy.
Okay.
So we went with Jackson as the first name, which left the middle name up to me, right? So I was a huge fan at the time of Benicio del Toro. Just fucking amazing actor. So Jackson Benicio comes his name. So you're going Sam. Is he taking your middle name too?
Yeah, I don't have a middle name.
You don't have a middle name?
I don't have a middle name. First, last name.
That's so weird. How are you Hispanic without a middle name?
Because if I had a
You're
middle
supposed
name,
to have
I
like
wouldn't.
72.
Yeah, I wouldn't be the third.
My grandmother's from Spain. She's got she has like 6 names on her birth certificate.
Yeah, I've seen that before.
That shit is
crazy.
nuts.
It's like a sentence.
Yeah, no, yeah, it's San Benito de la Garza de la puta de la chingada de la quien sabes que. And I don't even know Spanish, but they tell me those words are words in Spanish, right? Anyway.
Yeah, that makes sense.
So Sam, well, we won't give out your whole last name. We don't want people to stalk you or nothing, but that's amazing, man. So what do you see your life being like as a father, man? Ooh, we're getting
I'm gonna kick his ass.
Are you?
I'm gonna kick his ass.
Are you gonna be
bro.
abusive?
I'm gonna be so fucking abusive. It's gonna be insane.
So I know you're lying, right? You're gonna break the cycle, right?
Break the cycle.
Yeah,
I'm gonna put his ass in the dryer.
No, hurt people until we stop. We gotta love our sons, bro.
No,
teach them love and respect.
Yeah, he's gonna be loved.
You made me cry, bro. Don't even joke like that. You're too sweet. You're so soft. I can't imagine the soft-hearted, soft-spoken guy. I couldn't even imagine you raising your voice to like put the toilet seat down for his mom or something. Although you should probably yell at him for that.
Well, yeah, I guess as you start to learn more about me, you'll kind of figure out how I am, but for now, this is what you see.
So are you aggressive? Are you serious when you say you're gonna beat the shit out of your kid?
Like he needs to.
No, see, you're saying it. You're not answering the question though. I don't know if you're leaning into the joke or leaning into the honesty. Address it now. Are you an abusive father?
He's gonna have expectations to live.
Oh my God!
That's
you
all
make
I'm
me the
saying.
godfather. This kid needs love in his life.
He's gonna have expectations.
Well, you know what? I'm gonna hold you to some goddamn expectations. We're friends now. So I'm not gonna let that. I'm gonna make you be a sweetheart to that little boy. Expectations are one thing.
Yeah.
But no, love, man.
He's gonna be doing push-ups every day.
Oh, well, that's different. No, that's some real shit. Like I gotta force my kid to get out and go for a run. Okay. Like it's hard. It is hard being a motivating father. But there's a big difference between positive reinforcement and negative reinforcement. Yeah. You don't tell your kid, hey, you better pick up that fucking shit before I beat your ass. You say, hey, why don't you pick up that stuff so we can get out of here earlier to the park? You can motivate with positivity, man. Not everything's got to be a slap on the ass for not wiping your dick off, right? I don't know. Stream of consciousness doesn't always work for me sometimes.
In all seriousness,
please be serious because you're scaring me, man. You're about to be a DPS agent or officer, and you're talking about beating your kid. Like, come on, man.
He's not gonna get beaten.
I don't believe you now. You leaned into it too much. I have no idea who this man is. I'm not sure I'm comfortable training you anymore.
Oh well, you're gonna have to train me, man.
Oh, I have to now?
You're gonna have to
because you know where I live. Is this
I've been inside your house. You have a rocket ship right there.
I got a Marine.
I might end up taking that ship with me, Mom.
Frank, I need you to handle some shit. I need you to get your boys and handle some shit for your homie over here.
You're
Hey,
a big
man.
boy. You can take care of yourself.
I'm a big boy. He knows where I live. He's bigger than me. This isn't a safe situation to be in.
You run faster.
Yeah, after the first quarter mile, you whooped my ass on that first sprint, though. I got to get away from you for the first quarter. I'm like a rabbit running away from a cheetah. If I can make it past the quarter mile, I'm going to be all right because he'll gas out. But shit, man. Frank, we're on a patch together. You have to have my back.
I was
Okay.
looking at that patch. What's that all about?
It's our podcast.
Yeah.
Completely inappropriate.
Okay.
I don't know why they made his beard red, but that's how it is on the logo. So
Well, I do have red hairs on my beard. So.
He's always said that. I think we found like 2 of them.
Well, it's still red hairs.
Yeah.
I didn't say how many. I said
My wife
I
found one the other day. She's like, "Who is this bitch you're letting in our apartment?" It's Frank. Ah, okay.
Yeah. Yeah, I tell people I don't grow gray hair. I
He
grow.
goes down. What?
I tell people I don't grow gray hair. I grow red hair. And
All
they're like,
right.
yeah.
All right. So Frank,
whatever.
I'm gonna give you one more chance to address the army guy here. Is there any other? Oh, wait, no. Fuck you. You're terrible at questions anyway. So you get stationed here in the United States. Do you go anywhere else? You said you mostly stayed. Where was it again?
Yeah, I was in stateside the whole time, Virginia mostly. But I've never been deployed. I've never been
What part of Virginia?
Fort Lee.
Is that west, north, south,
That
east?
is
I'm just curious. I had a friend from West
Kinda-
Virginia. I know
yeah.
this is a nowhere question. So let's get to a somewhere question. So what's the racism like in fucking Virginia, man?
I never actually experienced
Was
like
it-
real racism from like
I mean, now you're on
So-
base most of the time, right? So
Yeah.
you're essentially with brothers, but is there any issues? Now, this is something I'm always curious about as far as race and sexuality, because just statistically there are homosexuals in there.
yeah.
How is that dealt with? Did you see anybody kind of sneaking off to the corner to enjoy a little private time?
No, I never.
And are you a
really-
homophobe?
I am not a homophobe.
Oh, thank
I have
God,
plenty- I
'cause
have
I'm
plenty
pretty
of
gay.
friends. Okay, well, hey, if there's anything you learn from the military, man, everyone's fucking gay.
It's just don't. Oh, you are.
Everyone's gay in the military.
I love it.
Ask your buddy.
And the
He should-
truth-
he'll know.
Frank?
He knows.
Well, I say everyone's a little gay, but this guy goes hard. It's like everyone's gay.
No, they're just gay.
Say so.
Everyone's gay. There's no hiding it, bro. You'll walk into any locker room. and
Everybody
you're
love
gonna
me.
hear-
Everybody
yeah,
love
you're gonna
me.
hear dick jokes flying everywhere. There's no avoiding it.
Dick jokes flying everywhere. Dicks flying everywhere.
Everything, dude. You can't hide from it. So just accept it for what it
It's
is.
just like a.
There's a
Yeah.
video on
Relax.
YouTube.
Just let it happen. Just let it happen.
Yeah, there's a video on YouTube of a fucking Marine fucking deep throating a fucking dildo.
Oh, that's just good old fashioned horseplay right there.
That's-
Yeah, that's what it was. I
Actually,
think it was
that's
dared, but yeah. Shit like that
You can't
happens all the
share
time.
it. Doesn't mean it didn't happen. All right, so I didn't expect that fucking reaction from you at all, man. That was great. Thank you. I'm flabbergasted though. Frank, take over the conversation.
Okay. So then what? Why are you whispering? Ah, you're just moving your mouth to make it look like you're whispering. Anyways, what was I gonna ask you? What?
I told you, I was whispering to him that watch this just die on the vine right now. It's not gonna go anywhere. It's gonna take the next 2 minutes to say.
No, because I had something,
"Ah."
and I'm like, oh, I think I already fucking asked that. So
Saying I had something in a podcast when you have to keep the conversation going is trying to tell your friends that I almost got laid. Like, well, it would have been a good story, bro. But unfortunately, it's not.
Yeah.
Oh, fucking useless, this guy. Hey, so you interested in taking over Frank's position? That way we have a co-host that's actually on the same camera.
I don't know. Why don't we do a trio thing?
It's too much work.
Is it?
Yeah, we'll just get rid of Frank.
Oh shit. Well,
Unless Frank's willing to start coming back in the house again. When are you gonna come join me again? Frank?
I'm like the guy that says everyone's gay wants to do a threesome. Got it.
With the 2 furriest guys on podcast.
Yeah. So, well, since you brought it up, I
I did.
recently found out that my Marine buddy that I was gonna have over as a guest host actually lives in Mercedes. So maybe,
Hey,
yeah, we can do an episode together, the three of us,
just the three of us.
like
That's
in
how
your
that
house.
song goes.
Yeah.
Who's this? I don't remember having this conversation, but this is really more of an off the air kind of fucking conversation.
No, I just thought I'd bring it up since you
You know,
brought
we
it
have
up.
we have someone sitting with us here. Hi, Sam. How are you? Nice to have you on the pod. Let me introduce you to Frank. Hey, Frank, do you have any questions or conversation for the guy next to us rather than the guy next week?
Oh, okay, yeah. Now I remember. So
There it is.
There's this video on YouTube. I have a lot of downtime, just so you know. There's this video on YouTube talking about how after, I don't remember if it's 3 or 5 weeks, that the fucking recruits in the Army boot camp talk to the drill instructor so casual. You know, it's like just a regular conversation. And they were, and to put it in military terms, they were smoking and joking. And I'm like, really? This happens? I don't know if that happened to you, or I don't know, maybe you were in a more stricter company than the ones being filmed. Because sometimes they'll be like, oh, okay, we're being filmed, so let's not be so harsh. You know, and then
yeah,
and then once the cameras are away, then it's like, okay, motherfuckers.
Yeah, then you're a fucking faggot, free bullshit bastard, motherfucker, all that shit, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can't equate what you see on YouTube, man. I mean, you of all people should know that. They fluff it up quite a bit for the Marine experience on these YouTube videos as well.
Yeah, actually, I think they do.
Yeah, no shit. Otherwise, no one would fucking join, stupid.
I guess to answer your question, I've never personally experienced it. I've heard of other people talking about, you know, things like where they're softening up. But when I was there, I tried making conversation with the drill sergeant, like later down, getting closer to graduation.
Become buddy.
Yeah, I tried to like be like, hey man, you know, tell me more about yourself. You know, you're a great leader, and try to make conversation. And we conversated for about 2 minutes, and then he's like, okay, well, he's like, why don't you get back to your squad? And I was like, all right, no problem. And he was like, but before you do that, go ahead and drop down for me. He's like, because you think we're friends. Now you're gonna be doing some push-ups for me. So my dumbass is there doing push-ups, you know, while everyone else is just enjoying whatever lunch that they were having. We were on a small break. We were actually out and doing some FTXs. So
now, do you think that has something to do with them just wanting you to be able to let people go? Like, you know, because you put in a war situation, your friends die. You know, they don't want you hung up on this relationship you developed. You know, like, no, we're here, we're fighting together, but we're not friends because you can't afford friends when they're so not fickle, right? Not
Yeah.
fickle is not the right word, but so, you know, they end up being a short-lived friendship in a very literal sense.
I think it's more along the discipline lines, you know, because you want to build that brotherhood, and you want to be close to, you want to be able to know that you can, your life, you know,
You
want to be able to know that your life is
in their
you know,
hands.
yeah, exactly. Like you know, you can depend on them to go out there and save you. You don't want, if you don't have no trust, you know, it's kind of hard to execute the mission, you know, to the best of your ability, in anything, you know. So you need to build that bond. You need to build that brotherhood. I think it was just more of like a discipline standpoint. Like, hey, I'm your leader. I'm not your friend. You know.
Did you notice or hear about any other troops that may have been more lenient or got away with some shit? Or maybe was there a troop other than yours that ended up being like the fucking Animal House version of the fucking army, you know, where they just were fuck ups?
Oh yeah, Private Jones.
There's always a
It's
Jones.
Jones, man. He was he was the biggest fuck up, man. We had to put a little beating on him to calm him down a little bit because he just kept getting us in trouble. There'd be days where we'd only get 2-3 hours of sleep.
Beat your ass like my son in the future.
That's what I'd be saying, bro.
I
I'm
knew
gonna treat
it,
you like
man.
my future son and just beat his ass, tie him up and stuff. You know what I mean?
This is
So-
how we discipline in my household.
yeah,
Fucking
Private Jones. Private Jones got it.
dark.
But Jones is bad, man. He'd go around throwing the N-word around. I mean,
Oh.
he's black himself. You know what I
Oh.
mean?
All right.
But you can't say that in the army. It's
Just
not
the casual disrespect.
everybody's green. We all wear the same uniform. You know, color doesn't exist. So when he's running around throwing words like that around, the drill sergeants would swarm on him like a pack of bees, and then we were all getting caught up for it. You know what I mean? So the idea was that he was kind of trying to make himself stand out, and they didn't like that. They were like, "You guys are supposed to be a team. You're supposed to be a unit," and this guy is, um, separating himself from you guys, and you guys haven't brought him in. You need to get him with the program. And since he's now at the program, all of y'all are gonna pay for it. You know?
Sure.
So yeah.
No,
They-
I've always appreciated that methodology as far as discipline goes. As when you're training a group to be a group, yeah, you can't afford to have standouts in any regard. Like, if you, yeah, you just I can understand it now in practice. Whether I would be able to execute, probably not. I'm too empathetic, man. I feel bad for every fucking body. I need us all to succeed, or we're all just gonna fucking just hang out, man. Just relax till everybody's ready, because I'm not gonna rush shit and get someone killed.
yeah.
Fucking crazy, man. Well, I bow down to you guys. I, like Frank mentioned several times, I did not join the service when I had the opportunity to, and yeah, I'm just grateful to get to know you guys and let you guys share your story with other people, man, because it's fun to
Yeah.
hear about. But we also have friends that come back. Like, so you were lucky enough to not be sent into action, right?
Yeah. Well, I wish I was. I wish I did get,
Sure, and
Yeah.
there's nothing that's not a negative thing at all. It's just
Yeah.
the luck, that's the straw you drew,
Yeah, it's the
Um,
deck I was dealt, but I made the best that I could with it. You know what I mean? I attended college and I got my degree. On the other hand,
that's
so
see, yeah, you made the best of the opportunities presented to you. You took the risk. You could have been sent in. It's never a choice where you get sent. Um, like my grandfather ended up doing the same thing during the time of Vietnam and all this other shit that he could have been sent into. Uh, he was an army guy. Ended up pushing pencils. He was a paperwork guy for the army stationed in Germany, where he ended up meeting my grandmother, who's from Spain and was there working, and brought her home. And he made the best of his life. He came back and worked his way up in a company, became the owner of the company. Had a huge family. Built a beautiful life, and my grandmother hasn't had to work a day in her life since he passed away. So there's no judgment on where you get placed. Like where the thanks comes from is just for fucking rolling the goddamn dice. Frank too, man. You guys are in. Frank was in Ramadi. He saw a little action out there. I don't want to say too much because that's your story to tell, Frank. But don't know if you want to recap any of it. Are you frozen there? Hi, Frank.
No, yeah. I mean, I know this one kid
He
that
stopped listening like 5 minutes ago.
no, like
snapped him out of it.
I know this one kid that had 2 deployments, right, but never a combat deployment. I'm trying to remember, see if I know anybody who never deployed. I know my the master sergeant from the recruiting station where I was at. He
Well,
never
to be fair,
deployed.
you did go in as an infantryman. So
Yeah, we both
there's
did. Me and this guy both went infantry, and this guy just ended up not going on a combat tour. I did. Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just luck of the draw. That's all it
luck of
is.
the draw or unluck of the draw, however you want to think about it.
Yeah.
What was my point here? So my point is you haven't, I mean, there's a benefit to that where people that did go through combat and came back just a little frazzled, they can do security and stuff, but something that's a little more um, confrontational, like being a part of the DPS or border patrol or a beat cop, that's out of a lot of people's grasp just because that that feeling they came back with. You were lucky enough to be trained for something and not become jaded in your time there because you were in a different position. Now you can utilize that mindset that these other guys aren't in a position to utilize because of their experience, um, to have your experience in this field in the private, not private sector, in the public sector for stateside on home turf, and that's a beautiful, remarkable um not storyline, but it's a hell of a path, man. In yoga we call it dharma, right? It's the path that's laid out before you. In Christianity, it's God's plan, so whatever mode of thinking you got, otherwise it's nature just doing its thing on you, right? So whether it's an outside force or your force making it happen, it's all happened for a reason, man.
Yeah.
And you're here with a beautiful wife and a beautiful kid along the way, and it's all thanks to just the luck of the fucking draw.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I try to make the best out of what I've got, and I think I've done that so far. And I'm just gonna continue to do my thing, and now you're part of that journey, and
Yeah,
now we get to
boy.
share that journey. You and your 25-year-old friend here. So
Gorgeous, isn't he?
yeah, you guys
Filters do
kind of,
wonders.
is that like the theme of this?
The beard,
Yeah, yeah.
it comes and goes. I've gotten rid of mine a couple times. He got rid of his once when he almost had a job.
I did have a job. I worked there for a day.
You did not. You showed up for a day. Watched other people work for a day. I know what training is the first day, you lying sack of shit. You didn't even fucking touch a piece of dough.
Yeah, plus they would have caught on real quick because I was like, I'd rather do boxes than do dishes because I did
Jesus, you're
plenty
thinking
of dishes on
just
ship.
so you know, Frank had a little snafu back 5-6 years ago when
6 years ago.
when he was on a bad mix of PTSD meds, and he made a bad choice and ended up on probation up until now. And it's onward, but the medication's rounded off. We've started using this as a form of therapy, at least a place for him to get yelled at by me for an hour.
Mm-hmm.
Tell people he's okay.
And tell people he's okay. I guess.
Yeah.
I don't understand. I don't understand why he takes this abuse.
Huh. Because I don't see it as abuse. I'm just like, okay, whatever.
Stockholm syndrome. It all goes back.
Yeah,
it all goes back.
It's not something
Okay.
he hasn't dealt with.
The
before.
military trained him to deal with me.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. But anyway, are we at our fucking 45-minute mark? I'm out of conversation.
Yeah, we passed it like 10 minutes ago.
Oh my God. This conversation's over. Ladies and gentlemen, this has been another episode of the Completely Inappropriate Podcast. Remember, you can find us at completelyinappropriatepodcast@gmail.com with any comments, questions, concerns, or recommendations for guests. Or maybe you got the gift of gab yourself and want to come join us. Why don't you drop us a line and let us know why you should be on our next episode. Remember, you can find us at CI Podcast on Instagram, at Completely Inap with 1P on Twitter, and BitChute, YouTube, wherever you find us, you found us. Good job. You get a cookie, just not from us. Go make one. Go to McDonald's. They got them there, but they're bad for you, so probably don't get them there. Go to Whole Foods, but those are too expensive. So you know what? Avoid the fucking cookies. Drink some water. Much love to you guys. Sam, any last words you want to share with the people, and any words of wisdom you would like to impart on the masses?
Have you ever put that on your podcast?
What, the rocket?
Yes.
The rocket. You're very excited about this rocket.
Apollo 11, of course.
Yeah, me and my
Yes.
son built it.
I love this.
It's modular, so it comes apart in 3 stages.
The way the real one did.
The way the real one did, except apparently my son has misplaced. So there is a lander that's supposed to be here.
Okay.
That's evidently missing. Figure out where my son left that on the next episode of the Completely Inappropriate Podcast. Was this the word of wisdom you wanted to impart? Really? You had one last sentence and you wanted to bring attention to the rocket.
Yeah, you've never shown it on here?
Frank, have we ever shown this on there?
It's been in the background a few times, but that's about it.
I have a very large rocket.
Yeah, you also mentioned like, yeah, me and my son, we built that rocket, and that was it.
Here it is. So, bye. So, all right. Sam, great to have you, man. Say bye to the masses.
Hey, I'll see y'all around.
And Frank, what do we tell the lovely listeners?
Be excellent to each other.
I find you happy people try to be better than they were yesterday. And remember, say bye.
Bye.
It doesn't.
Okay.
Stop recording.
Okay, 1, 2, 1. Okay, ready? 1, 2, 3.